When you're talking about the personalities who travel between the planet Earth and other higher planets and heavenly planets, there's a time difference. Like 1 second of Satyaloka is 1 year here, and so how is their life calculated? Is it like when they go to those planets, the lifespan extends?
100 years. 100 years according to their calculation. Like Brahma lives for 100 years. Such a short span of life. Just like our life, just from an ant's calculation, what is the duration of our life? But do you think you have a long span of life? So that's the thing. This is the relative world. Yes?
When Krishna got married to Rukmini, did Srimati Radharani in Vrindavan hear of this news? And if she did, what was her emotion?
Yeah, Radharani predicted that already. That he will go there and fall in love with this city woman, sophisticated city woman, and he will forget us. The thing is, it's all Krishna's pastimes. All the queens are actually the expansions of the gopis of Vrindavan. Rukmini is an expansion of Chandravali. Radharani also expanded as Satyabhama. Lalita came as Jambavati. So this is how different gopis became different queens. As Krishna expands, Radharani expands. Yes.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for the wonderful class. I have a question. Wherever we see Krishna, only Radharani is there. How come Rukmani is not there?
What's that?
Whenever we see the deities or every temple have a Radharani and Krishna, there is nothing like a Rukmani.
Yeah, you go to Los Angeles, you'll find Rukmini Dwarka. Okay?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Krishna in these stories deals so expertly, obviously, because he's Krishna with all of these demons. But in our everyday lives, when we come across people that have some maybe demonic intentions or nature, how can we deal with those types of people that we come across in our everyday life?
How can we deal with?
So people that have, I was saying Krishna deals very expertly with demons and the demoniac nature, obviously, because he's Krishna, but how in our everyday lives when we come across people that maybe have more demoniac intentions or natures, how can we deal with the...
Well, don't try to deal with the demons the way Krishna deals, by killing them. Rather, our attitude, our business is to maintain our safe distance from the demons. Not to have anything to do with the demons.
What if they are
because
very close
they are
to
not
us?
going to remember the 9th offense. Forgot. Anyway, those who are averse to Krishna, we avoid them. And whatever they do, we try to tolerate that.
Okay, even if they're family?
Huh?
Even if they're family?
Even their family.
Yeah.
Family members.
Yeah.
Okay, maintain your distance.
Okay. Okay. Sometimes that's difficult to do, and so I'm curious.
And try to pray, just pray to Krishna that their attitude changes.
Okay. And just a follow-up then, when we are having to come in contact with these people, do you have suggestions on how we can minimize any damage or kind of keep ourselves feeling centered and grounded in those situations when we do have to come in contact with people like that?
Well, use your intelligence and deal with them. But basically, remember yesterday we discussed a devotee's attitude is Trinadopi Sunichena Tararuiva Sahishnuna, becoming more humble than a blade of grass, as tolerant as a tree, right? And desiring no respect and honor, we offer all the respect to others. So if we maintain that attitude, we can deal with anyone, even with the demons.
Thank you, Maharaj.
And the demons also in the Kali Yuga are miniature demons. So, and especially when you maintain a humble attitude, they'll appreciate that. So don't be confrontational. Don't be confrontational, but just tolerate them. Maintain a humble and respectful attitude.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj, as we know that there is Dwaraka in the spiritual world, and we also know that the Pandavas are very dear to Krishna. They are the eternal associates of Krishna as well. Krishna spent a lot of time with them. So is there a Hastinapur also in the spiritual world where Krishna deals with the Pandavas eternally?
Yeah. Like if we look at it, Vaikuntha, above Vaikuntha is Dwarka. And primarily between Vaikuntha and Dwarka is Hastinapur. Between Dwarka and Vrindavan is Kurukshetra. So Kurukshetra situation is above Dwarka.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. My question is about demigods and devotees. You made a distinction that demigods are like employees and devotees are like children. So I'm just interested to know, like demigods, they work. Let's say they work for the personality of Godhead, but they don't necessarily have a relationship with Him. And they
like an employer-employee.
Right, so they know they work for him, but like they never saw him before, like, and they can't recognize him.
Once in a while they get to see him.
Okay, and although they have those special powers and everything, they also have like limitations. Like I heard stories about demigods coming to earth and like asking pure devotees for prasadam because they cannot get it, I guess, where they come from, and they would like beg, like, why is this happening?
But generally demigods in Kali Yuga don't come to the earth planet because the situation in earth planet is so bad. But at the same time, they wish they could participate in Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. So when you go out in Sankirtan, maybe some demigods also join you at that time.
And another question, why do we call Shiva the like topmost Vaishnava then?
Yeah, because Shiva's position is not just as a demigod. He's the god of the demigods. And Lord Shiva is an incarnation of Vishnu. So he is not an ordinary living entity. The demigods are living entities, jivas. But Lord Shiva is not a living entity. So that's why Lord Shiva is considered to be the best of the devotees, best of the Vaishnavas.
Okay, in this case, so when time comes and like demigods, they also leave their body and then they get a new body, the demigods, since they're jivas.
So like for example, when Brahma went to Kshirodakshay Vishnu and prayed for him to descend, he told the demigods to take birth in Jadu dynasty, Jadu family. Yes, so they took birth. Just as Krishna also took birth, they also took birth. So demigods also can take birth. To come to the human being, to come to the earth planet and behave like a human being, you have to get a human body.
Otherwise they have spiritual bodies, right?
No, they also have a material body. Okay. Their body is not spiritual. Okay. It's a subtler body.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And in every universe there's a separate set of demigods. So there's like different jivas and...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. So in continuation to that question, I was actually thinking of the same point that when Kshirodakshay Vishnu, he actually told Brahma that you demigods take birth in the family of the Yadus. So one understanding is a jiva is given a position of a demigod based on his material pious credits. Like if he has so much piety, he becomes a demigod. Then how did these demigods get the great fortune of seeing Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan? Because on this side it's like completely like a spiritual relationship. That also versus glorifying like Nanda Maharaj. He's so glorious that he has a constant association of Krishna. So how did those demigods actually get the great fortune of being with Krishna and seeing all his pastimes and having that relation?
From the heavenly planet?
Yes. And when they took birth in the Yadu dynasty, then they were seeing Krishna's pastimes. They were with Krishna. They were having the spiritual relationships.
Those who became qualified, among the demigods who became qualified, they got birth as in the Jadu family. That's how they get a chance to be a part of Krishna's pastimes or enter into Krishna's pastimes. Similarly, the human beings who became qualified got a chance to take birth in Vrindavan and take part in Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes. So it is according to one's qualification one gets this opportunity.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Krishna was born with 4 hands as a Narayan. How come we say Narayan is the expansion of Krishna? I mean, Krishna is Narayan's expansion of Krishna. Because he was born with 4 hands as Narayan to begin with. So...
Yeah. Since Narayan is an expansion of Krishna, Narayan is also within the body of Krishna. In Krishna's body, in Krishna's personality, all the expansions, all the incarnations are also there.
I thought he appeared first Narayana, then Krishna. You know?
It's not a first and second. He is there. In his pastimes, he is appearing in the context of material time. But that doesn't mean that Narayan was before and Krishna was after. Because Krishna is there in the spiritual sky. You get it? And he is appearing here. So that appearance may be before or after. Right?
They are expansion of each other.
Not each other. Krishna is not expansion of Narayan. Narayan is an expansion of Krishna. Okay? Not each other. Same person, but manifests himself. Just as Brahma Samhita describes that one lamp lights the other lamps. When the lamps are lit, they all have the same potency. Right? But the first lamp is the lamp that lit the other lamps. So Krishna is that original lamp, the original personality from whom first expanded Balaram, then expanded Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, then expanded Narayan, then expanded Karanadakshay Vishnu, Mahavishnu, then Garbhodakshay Vishnu, then Karanadakshay, Kshirodakshay Vishnu. So this is how his expansions are there.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, in the earlier part of the week you mentioned that from Krishna, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha come, and then from there Sankarshan comes Karanadakshay Vishnu, and then Kshirodakshay Vishnu, and all the other expansions actually happen through Kshirodakshay Vishnu.
In this planet.
In this planet.
In this universe.
So Maharaj, my question was that the Krishna who comes in this universe, is he coming from Kshirodakshay Vishnu, or is it the original Krishna who is coming?
Who? This Krishna?
Yes.
This is original Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay.
See? But at the same time, the Yugavatar who comes from Kshirodakshay Vishnu, his time appeared at that time, so it was that Yugavatar also was in Krishna's body. Okay. Shyam Giridhari, you had a question, you told me. You can ask now.
Maharaj, this morning, regarding this morning class, I have a question about the soul and departing the soul from the body.
Soul and?
Departing the soul from the body, from the physical body. I mean to say material body. So normally in our old traditions from my forefathers, after the body passed away, there is a 11-day ceremony will be there. Why do we need to keep because in the morning you mentioned that the spiritual body will be leaving after 3 days or something after the karma, but we do 11-day ceremony. So do we keep the spiritual body until spiritual soul?
It's not a spiritual body, it's a subtle body.
Subtle body.
So there is a difference between spiritual body and subtle body. Subtle body is also a material body, made of mind, intelligence and false ego. It's subtle. Subtle elements, subtle body. And the subtle body after death often remains because of the attachment to the material. Their family, their house, that attachment remains generally. And that is why the Shraddha ceremony, to free them from that attachment. And more grossly one involved, longer it takes to become free. Generally Sudras take 1 month. Kshatriyas and Vaishyas take 21 days. Brahmanas, 11 days. Nowadays everyone is doing 11 days, as if everyone became Brahmanas. But the reality is, everyone became a Sudra. And then also the Shraddha ceremony is also not properly performed. But the Vaishnavas, 3 days. See, because they're least attached to the body. And those who are pure devotees, they immediately go back to Godhead.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Any other question?
Could you please talk about the glories of Kurukshetra in the sense that it's about Dwarka wives, so I would imagine that the mellows then that of Kurukshetra. But you just mentioned Kurukshetra is higher. So.
Yeah. Actually, Kurukshetra is the abode of Lord Jagannath. Jagannath is Krishna of Dwarka who wants to go to Vrindavan. Like Krishna came from Dwarka to Kurukshetra. The residents of Vrindavan came to Kurukshetra on the occasion of the solar eclipse. And then they met Krishna after a long separation. So they kidnapped Krishna. Kidnapped in the sense, Krishna was already on the chariot and they started to pull the chariot. Krishna was about to go to Dwarka, but they pulled it towards Vrindavan. So this is how we can see how Kurukshetra is above Dwarka.
Just a follow-up question. What's the relationship in Kurukshetra and what's the relationship between Kurukshetra and Jagannath Puri then in spiritual
Same.
sky?
Jagannath Puri is Kurukshetra.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Give it to him. Some youngster can carry the mic. You don't have to do that. Let them render some service. Let them do some running around. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. In the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, the story of how Krishna creates a Nava Vrindavan the devotees create a Nava Vrindavan in Dwarka is described, and when the queens of Dwarka actually acknowledge the supremacy of the Vrajavasis. I just wanted to hear that from you a little bit, where Dwarkavasis acknowledge the supremacy of.
Yeah, it was, you're talking about Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Okay. Yeah. So, Narad Muni, this is the first part of Brihad Bhagavatamrita. The description is, Narad Muni is trying to find the best devotee. And he actually started from a Brahmana in Prayag, who was worshipping his Shalagram. Then, when he approached the Brahmana as the greatest devotee, thinking, glorifying him as the greatest devotee, he said, no, I am not the great devotee. I am a Brahmana, my occupation is to worship the Lord. But the Kshatriya king in South India, he is the real devotee. Then the Kshatriya king, when he went, he said, no, I am not a great devotee. Indra is the great devotee. Indra said, Brahma is the great devotee. Brahma said, Shiva is the great devotee. Then Shiva said, no, the residents of Vaikuntha are the greatest devotee. And then Parvati said, among the residents of Vaikuntha, Lakshmi is the greatest devotee. So then when Narad was about to go to Lakshmi Devi, so Lord Shiva said, but even greater is Prahlad. So he went to Prahlad and Prahlad said, no, I am not a great devotee. As a child, I developed some attachment and I prayed to Lord Nishingadev, Lord. Real devotee is Hanuman. So he goes to Hanuman. Hanuman says, Pandavas are the real devotee. Because see, the Lord has left me and gone, but he is with the Pandavas all the time. So he goes to Pandavas. Pandavas say, residents of Dwarka are the greatest devotee. Then Dwarka, those devotees said, Uddhav is the best devotee. So when Narad Muni went to look for Uddhav in the inner chamber, inner part of Krishna's palace, then he found that Krishna was still lying in bed, and then he was told that Krishna had some dream about the residents of Vrindavan, and as a result of that he is in his feelings in such a lamenting mood that he is crying. So anyway, that led to that Krishna actually fainted when he heard about the residents of Vrindavan. So seeing that, everyone started to cry. So then Brahma came and told Vishwakarma to create new Vrindavan in the middle of the ocean. So then Balaram dressed Krishna up as a cowherd boy. And he also dressed like a cowherd boy, and Garuda took them to New Vrindavan in the middle of the ocean. And so New Vrindavan, all the personalities of Vrindavan are there. But they are murti form. So Balaram woke up Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, it's already so late, wake up. So Krishna said, he woke up and he said, you know, brother, I had such a strange dream. I dreamed that I went to some place and I became there, and I got married to so many women, so many queens. So Balaram said, come on, it's getting late, let's go. And then Krishna started to react to different personalities. And the way Krishna was dealing with Srimati Radharani, that gave Narad Muni the realization that she is the greatest devotee. So when they were having this exchange, then at one point Balaram, then they said, Krishna looked at Dwarka on the other side of the river, other side of the ocean. He said, hey, that strange place I didn't see before. So Balaram said, come on Krishna, come to your senses. Your devotees Pandavas are being harassed by the demons. So you have to go and protect them. So then Krishna says, who dares to harm my devotees? Whoever does that, I'm just going to annihilate him straight away. So this is how Krishna comes back to his Dwarka mood again. Okay. Any other question? You have a question? Yeah. Related to?
Morning discussion.
Okay.
You were saying that all ISKCON devotees are going to Goloka Vrindavan. I know some devotees are very much attached to Lord Nrsingadev. Is he also existing in Goloka Vrindavan? Or?
Yeah, the thing is that although they are attached to Nrsingadev, but the goal is actually Vrindavan. And that attachment to Nrsingadev is because Nrsingadev removes the impediments from the path of devotion. That's why they worship Nrsingadev. Prabhupada introduced the worshipping of Nrsingadev because of that. Bhakti Bigna Binashan. We are moving in the path of devotion, and on the path of devotion there may be many impediments, obstacles. So Nrsingadev removes those obstacles. But the destination is Vrindavan. And Navadip. We are followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are just happy being in Navadip. And then By Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, gate of Vrindavan may open up, then we'll enter there.
So their attachment does not indicate that they will go to where Lord Nrsimha.
They're worshipping Nrsimhadev. Some may go to Nrsimhadev's planet if they're exclusively attached to Nrsimhadev. But ISKCON devotees are generally attached to Radha Krishna. And Radha Krishna is in Vrindavan.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Sudhakar Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Is there any description of ethereal body anywhere in Bhagavatam?
Ethereal body. Well, ether is a substance just as our body is watery body. Right? In this planet, our bodies are mainly out of 5 elements, which is the predominant element in our body?
Water. Water?
Tell me.
Water?
Yeah. Similarly, there are predominant element may be fire. Some predominant element may be air. All the 5 elements are there, but the predominating factor is what is making that. So ether is a substance, and there may be a body that is predominating element of the body is ether.
Do we have ethereal bodies also, or do we just have...
You have ether also in your body. All 5 elements are there to greater or lesser extent. Like it is due to the ether that we hear. The ear interacts with ether, and that is sound. Can you, normally, do you see your body as made of water? Similarly, do you see the body, the fire part in the body? No, but we feel it. Like for example, the heat, where the heat is coming from, how the food is being digested. There is this expression, Jataragni, the fire of the stomach. So this is how different elements are there in the body. So ether is one element and it is there. Up to air, we feel that quite visibly. Like we are breathing, that's air. The activities of the body are conducted by the air. Similarly, ether part is rather, ether is so subtle that we cannot visibly distinguish it, the activity of the ether. So, okay, thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.